Wisdom is not the product of schooling, but the lifelong learning to acquire it. Greetings. The BRS or the book reading session is the amazing platform to learn from the one and only Dr. Kiran Bedi ma'am. However, the best part about this opportunity is that we not only get to interact and learn from Dr. Bedi ma'am, but also meet multiple like-minded people of our age from across the nation, interact with Saina ma'am, and meet the amazing members of the demonstrative learning. Plus, on top of that, we get to be the part of the BRS family, which we fondly call it, which surely is a home away from home. Thank you.
Painting, sketching and drawing are some of my favorite hobbies, where the colors and lines come together to tell their stories beyond words. With a brush or a pencil in my hand, I immerse myself in a world of infinite possibilities, letting my imagination guide each stroke. The process of blending colors, capturing light and shadow, and showcasing my skills is an endless journey of growth and self-discovery.
My hobbies include playing basketball, going for swimming, and of course, my favorite, doing art and design.
Hobby is an activity that everybody likes to do for their own pleasure. Everybody has their own hobby and passion. My hobby is to play basketball, play volleyball and go for swimming, and my passion is drawing, painting and doing some art skills.
Some of my hobbies include doodling, coloring, drawing and reading interesting fictional books such as Great Expectations, 13 Reasons Why, The Fault in Our Stars, Heidi and many more.
Hello, my favorite hobby is playing tennis, as tennis is my favorite recreational activity. Tennis teaches sportsmanship and also helps me build up my confidence. It also reduces the risk of getting a heart disease and also has no age limit to play.
Discover Your Destiny by Robin Sharma is a transformative guide that helps people uncover their true potential and purpose. With powerful insights and practical strategies, this book inspires self-mastery, personal growth, and a sense of greater fulfillment in life. It also serves as a roadmap to create a life of meaning and success.
My favorite book is The Game of Life by Swami Tejomayananda. Although it is a short book, but it prepares you for all your life challenges. It prepares you for how to play the game and how to win the game of life.
The Bicycle Spy by Jonas Zildis is one of the most amazing and interesting books. It tells about a brave boy who tries to save his Jewish friend from the Britishers by riding a bicycle and delivering the messages to the resident members. I would definitely like to recommend this book to be read by everyone. It has very beautiful stories and many scenarios coming in between.
My favorite book is The Fault in Our Stars by author John Green. The book is a real life depiction of how cancer patients live and their daily life struggles.
Reading helps me increase my knowledge and increases my vocabulary. My favorite books are from Rick Rodian as he uses ancient mythologies with a modern twist. His books are grippy, touching, and filled with thriller.
जी थैंक
Very nice.
हमारी ऑडियंस का स्वागत है आइए जुड़ जाइए 3 साल 3rd of July को पूरे हुए इस जर्नी के इस यात्रा के a lot of life 3 years sharing of a lot of life with all of you with all our children Ami they're going to talk to you pour their heart out जी
So, congratulations. Let's all clap for 3 years of book reading. All of us clap for 3 years of book reading. I'm sure the other students who are watching it online, the book readings group, is also clapping. Want to thank the entire team of demonstrative learning, whether it's Shakira, whether it's Shivani, whether it's Sujata, whether it's Sumit, and whether it's Saina, who's with you. All of them have played a wonderful role in having built this. And there were other friends before us. There were many before us during my Pondicherry time. And
our Surya Kala and
Surya Kala, and then
Asha
Surya
who
Kala, sorry,
Asha
Hanji?
Asha
Of course,
who
exactly.
started it with you.
Surya Kala has been with us right from first for the beginning, and then we, of course, Asha Gupta, the architect, and we had many other team members also who joined us who made it possible. I want to thank them all, whether they are with you, listening to us or not. But thank you very much, all of you. So this is 3 years of completion. It's been a great journey. I know we started with not knowing how to do it, and yet it's happened. So welcome, children on my screen and children behind the screen. Thank you so much. And thank you, the Gyananda School, for joining us. That's your school. And all of you belong to the same school? Yes? So want to thank your management of your school, the principal of your school, teachers of your school who sent you here. Thank you, children. I have your questions. I've also heard the books you've been reading. Our object is to propel you, to inspire you, to provoke you, move you towards book reading. Because book reading and screen time today are clashing, isn't it? So much of screen time and the book time. So, but we continue to, because without book reading, you will not be what you would actually you deserve to be. You're all very bright children, very bright schools, bright parents, teachers, all aspiring and helping you to grow. So, therefore, thank you so much, Gananda School. Tell me about your school, Pia. So now that you belong to the same school, what's that one thing you love about your school? Pia?
Ma'am, I would like to say that about my school, there is a tagline in my school, the School of Joyful Learning. So I would really agree with this because it's really a school of joyful learning. There are many activities in our schools as well, like public speaking, and here we all are really grateful to be a part of this reading session. And secondly, all of the students are treated very equally. They all get equal chance to participate in competitions, different programs, etc. Thank you, ma'am.
Super. Anjan, what do you love about your school?
Yes,
Other than
ma'am.
what I said, you can further substantiate, give me an example of how you feel like describing your school.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, as I am a new attendee and it's been 1 month I've spent in this school, and I would like to appreciate the teachers as they are very friendly, and you can be open with them. You can talk anything with them, and they'll listen with their heart.
Oh, that's nice. So do you are able to connect with them before school, after school, or how?
Ma'am, even after school, you are they even are open after school. You can ask if you have like any inquiry. You can still call them after school also.
Brinda, you. You are older. Anjan, I says he says he's been just a few weeks in school. What about you?
Yeah, I've been in Gyananda for a very long time, but I recently shifted schools. Although Gyananda has provided me a great opportunity and a lot of exposure, and I'm really grateful for this school because the teachers are exceptional and the learning here is amazing. And my board result is all a blessing of this school only.
Are you still with the same school?
Not currently.
Not currently. You moved on to another school?
Yeah,
Which one?
GEMS International.
Okay. Is that also close by?
Yeah.
Acha. Okay, Kamakshi, how long have you been in the school?
Good
Gyananda?
evening, ma'am. I've been in this school since 8th grade.
Since eighth.
Yes, it's been 3 years.
And now 3 years. Okay.
Yes.
So what do you give me describe your school?
Ma'am, I would say like it's a very friendly school and the teachers are very open over here, as like my other friends have also stated. The teachers are open to any kind of suggestions. They are always open for inquiries and doubts, and they never hesitate. We never feel any hesitation. Like if I have to ask a question at like 6 p.m. in the evening, I never feel a bit of hesitation. I never feel like, oh, will this teacher reply? Because I always have like that bit of trust in them that yes, they'll reply back. And it's always like they are very open to us, and it's not like they're teachers, it's like they're older to us, they're like our parents, they're like a second set of parents or second pair of parents. And I feel like we can always talk about anything with them. We're very open with the teachers and they're very friendly here.
Sampata, you, how long have you been in the school?
Ma'am, I have recently shifted to this new school and I really want to appreciate it. They are very friendly teachers. And actually, if I say so, like from past few days, I was getting stressed about streams and subjects also. But teachers were so friendly. Not even the counselor teacher, but every teacher, every subject teacher was very friendly with me. They were like guiding me properly, how I can choose my like subjects and how I can become a proper person in my career. So like I love that part very much.
What is the dilemma you faced that the teachers helped you?
Ma'am, like actually, I had a problem. Like, there were total 6 subjects, so I was like getting confused. That how many subjects should I take or not? So like teachers like motivated me for this. For as I'm a PCB student, so they were telling me to take this subject. This will definitely help you. Then they were motivating me. No need to worry. We are always here. Like if you have any problem, like they were very friendly. If I say.
But are they suggesting to you that choose the subject you like,
Yes, actually they are.
subject that you love and you
Yeah.
like?
Yes.
So are they helping you to think what you like?
Yes, ma'am. They are. They are like seriously. They are motivating me. I didn't get this type of special attention from my earlier school also.
Acha. So you had a good. This is where enabled you
Yes.
to
Yes.
identify what you like.
Yes.
That's a point. I think the key is at the moment subjects you like, and subjects, not that it will score you later on, but subjects you like, because there is a career in every subject today. There's a lesson and big learning in every subject you study, be it humanities or be it science or be it a commerce stream, whatever. Anyway, good. Now, you anything else, Saina? Were they given a subject, or they can I go to straight away to the question answers?
They will share their thoughts on where they see 5 years India from 5 years from now, what they would like to see 5 years from now.
That's a subject you gave them. Okay.
That's
All
what
right,
they
Pia.
wanted to do.
All
Yes.
right, Pia. Pia, tell us what were you told and share with us.
Okay, ma'am, sure. I would like to speak on the topic of the Indian education system from the next 5 years. Like, what will be the education system in a span of next 5 years in India? I'm going to start. The future of India lies in its children, and the future of its children lies in education. Over the next 5 years, Indian education system is likely to undergo many different changes and advancements. There are several implementations of the new education policy and it is expected to bring about different reforms and improvements in the various sectors. The emphasizes on holistic development, critical thinking, and experiential learning can potentially foster a more student centric approach. The integration of technology in education is also expected to continue expanding with increased usage of online learning platforms, introduction of coding from grade 6 onwards, with the usage of the digital resources and educational apps. There are also efforts which are there to bridge the gender gap and promote the exclusivity in the education, and it is also likely to continue aiming for the equal education opportunities for all. The focus on the vocational learning, skills learning, development, and the introduction of the entrepreneurship can also lead to a more job oriented curriculum, and it can also like create more employability prospects for the students in the future. However, there are like different kinds of challenges like the implementation hurdles, resources constraints, and ensuring the equitable access to the quality of education in India. Adequate investment is also required in infrastructure, teacher training, and educational resources will also be crucial for the successful implementation of the envisioned reforms of the new education policy 2020. It is also important to note that the future of the Indian education system will depend on a range of various factors, including policy implementation, technological advancements, societal changes, learning in the language of their mother tongue, teachers teaching the kids, and the books as well, changing of the books, teaching in the like mother tongue language of the children, collaborative learning platforms, etc. Thank you.
So, how do you see yourself in this 5 years?
Ma'am, if I talk about my personal self, then in myself, I see as like doing BTech after the next 5 years because I wanted to pursue the career in data scientist. So I see myself doing BTech in the next 5 years.
And how does this policy make the difference?
Ma'am, what?
How does this policy make the difference? Gives you the elasticity, the flexibility. Did you see that?
Yes, ma'am. If I talk about the new education policy 2020, it also focuses on the vocational skills, as I already said earlier. So, if we are talking about vocational skills, then it is also giving the platform for the artisans, craftsperson, etc., to lift up their skills and also like work into more technical manner. It can
I'm
also
asking
create.
you, how do you place it? How do you see it? How do you see yourself in it? You said I want to do BTech, etc., etc.
Yes,
So, how
sure,
do you
ma'am.
see
Yes.
this policy helping you?
Okay, so as I said, from grade 6 onwards, coding will be implemented. So in our school, coding has already been implemented, like we are learning Python, HTML, etc. So it is also going to help me in my future run to do my BTech because in BTech coding and everything is required. So this is one of the skill which has been implemented in NEP 2020, and it is also going to help me in my present as well as my future.
Oh, that's it. So that's good. So you see that element in the policy.
Yes, ma'am.
Anjal, Anjal, tell me what she is. What, you only add to what he's saying. What she's saying. You add to it. You not read anything. Tell me, add to what she said. What Pia said. What can you add to this, as you understood?
Okay, ma'am. If you are on the same topic as education, I think the more information that I could add is there are more flexibility in streams. There'll be integrated with BED, Bachelor's in Education, for 4 years, and which will like help like give multiple options. Like if a person wants to go teaching in further, then he could pursue teaching also. Then as Pia said, there was like flexibility. Like if a person wants to like hone their talents, then the NEP is also allowing that. And uh, yeah, then I've also heard that now in like before there was like 3% of GDP that was being like saved for the schools development. Now in NEP 2023, it's increased to 6%, which will be used to like enhance learning. New technologies will be used, like more smart boards in government schools, and other people will get the ability to learn from technological perspective. And yes, ma'am.
So how do you
And
place yourself in it?
let
How do
me
you
just,
fix yourself, Anji?
just
Yes, I know.
sorry, just taking a moment. While you do ask them to add to what Pia has said, they've also prepared their own topics. So if you would
Yes,
like
Betty,
to add,
I've
yes,
understood that. I'm exploring. I'm.
yes.
I normally don't follow a script.
Gee, I know, but while you
You
ask them
challenge
to
them,
put
I'm
their,
glad. You see,
yes,
I'm glad. Whatever they've learned is their now their own knowledge. But
yes,
I want to understand them. How much do
yes,
they understand?
yes,
So
which is
tell me,
what you
Anjan,
do.
how do you place yourself in this newfound policy?
I'm this newfound policy that I want to like follow bachelor's in physics, so I could pursue teaching. Also, I have like many more options now. And yes, ma'am.
Your mic has got switched off, and don't shake your don't shake your chair. Don't
Yes, ma'am.
shake your chair. Just stabilize. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. So as I was saying that now, because of this new education policy, I have been given the opportunity to learn with new technologies, and I've been given more career options, which was
So
before
you see
restricted.
now more career options in this, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Who told you? You read it or somebody taught you?
Ma'am, my father like every day in the evening he will tell me like he'll update me on what's going on with the world. So was it like
That's important. Yeah. But may I suggest now you are into very good age group is that you also read yourself. Go to the
as in
Google, go to Google and others and read the NEP yourself and look for where are you.
yes, ma'am.
While your father tells you, you girls and boys should also do that.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
there's a lot of commentary on sometimes on the NEP. Read those articles in the papers. Do you read papers? Do you read newspapers? Or you get no time?
Ma'am, I'm not able to get time.
You must find the time. Find the
Yes, ma'am.
time. Does the newspaper come home?
Yes, ma'am.
So, in that newspaper, look for anything on education.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. I will
You
do
need
that.
not read the whole thing, but look for anything. There's enough on education every day announcement. In fact, one rule you all children should do, the book reading group, and I would urge Shivani and Shakira to send it on the book reading. Please read newspapers and look for anything on education,
Yes, ma'am.
skills and education. It will make you updated to help you take better decisions.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you,
So
ma'am.
Shivani and Shakira, they post messages on the book reading WhatsApp groups. Even Saina does. But I think what you need to do is who else does it, Kuchu? Saina?
Shivani and Shakira, and we'll do it. We'll plan it.
I think we must read newspaper every day. And in the newspaper every day, read the column sometimes on education. And there's even an education times in the night times of India. There's an education times which gives you, and this is totally relevant for all of you. If you don't read it, you will be left behind. Somebody will, well, your parents will do, parents must do, but you must do on your own as well, so that you can read and think. Why I'm asking this question is, you all are at a very important age where you need to start seeing where am I in this policy. If I want to do teaching, or if I want to do electrical engineer, or I want to be medical, where am I? How do I choose my subjects? Will there be flexibility? Will there be a point system? What kind of examination will make me an entrance, make me enter? How will I get the colleges? Which are the leading colleges? They are doing a lot of surveys in the colleges these days. So you get to know how do you enter, because this is a amazing systems change at the moment going on last 1 year particularly. Indian knowledge systems is another very big area which is opened up. So I urge you, read newspapers. Vrinda, your turn.
Yes, so the new education policy has brought about a lot of changes, and one that might help me would be that the undergraduate courses like of 4 years. Like if you complete 1 year, you get a vocational certificate. If you complete 2 years, then you get a diploma. If you complete 3 years, you get bachelor's, and then the fourth year is the graduate degree. So this would help me by, like, if I plan on going on in a college and I do not like what I do not like, or I cannot do something for full 4 years, the undergraduate course, I can leave it in between and pursue what uh, like I feel like pursuing, and I still would be like there still would be some validation, or like um, the like whatever I've done in those 2 or 3 years, that won't go to drain. Like whatever studies I have done. So yeah, that would be a valid thing. And yeah, it would also help the new generation which will come, because it has, like, earlier the system was 10 plus 2, now it is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So here, as we also mentioned, that coding will start from 6th grade, so they will have another career option. And now in the new education policy, we can choose different subjects of different streams as well. So it's not necessary that we have to, like, science students only have to stick with the subjects that are in science, or humanity students only have to stick with subjects. So they have more options to consider, and they have more opportunities in this.
So this is helping you continue to make up your
Yeah.
mind and explore.
If you
Okay.
change, if you switch, let's say after 2 years, you will not lose out on those 2 years.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, you won't.
Yes.
You get your
Yeah.
grades,
Yeah.
and it's
You
in the
get your
computer
credit
system.
points.
You are into the system.
Lovely.
Kamakshi?
Yes, ma'am. So, what I would like to add is that the fact that the Indian government is really trying to inculcate in traditional Indian arts and culture into like the educational system. For example, like we learn about fine arts in class, so it's the entire history about India's like sorry, not political, like ancient leaders. For example, leaders from the Mughal times, or the different like what does the Indian like lion stand for, or what the national symbol for India is, what is the meaning of the 24 lines on the chakra of Indian flag. So I feel like that's a really important thing, as many people nowadays they see India as like a second option for their career. Like they would rather go to another like different country for their further studies, while India has like all of the opportunities that the abroad like universities or schools can offer. So I feel like people are also sticking to their like country, and they're being more traditional towards it. And I feel like we're really getting to know our country better. For example, in India I really did not study like in India. I've always like studied in Hindi, and like the teachers are very open with speaking in Hindi. Now it's like a rule that these teachers can communicate with the students in Hindi as well. So I feel like that's a really good addition, that we can actually learn more about our culture and our traditions and our roots. So I really think that's a good addition, and it helps us as well to connect with our culture.
So it's helped you open up and take more choices close to your heart.
Yes, yes.
Sampada, what was it that you can add to what your other four friends have said so far?
So ma'am, I would like to add, like, now the government has make like every student can choose any subjects from like commerce stream. It may be humanities or science, and now the education system is like very flexible. Like PCB students can also become an engineer by doing BTech also, like yeah, by doing BTech only. So it was like very glad to know, like by taking PCB, as I was not good at maths, but still I can pursue in anything which I really wanted to do by doing any courses. So this government has actually made every student to make it easier for their life. Now every student can like go and take their favorite subject if they still can't do it by marks, but if they like put their inputs a bit, they will definitely going to do. So the only option, I would say, like, it was a very great idea for government.
You see, why we as demonstrative learning team, we give you a topic so that you research, you remain engaged. We ask you to read a book, but we also try and see um, your perspectives on anything. How are you thinking? How are you thinking for yourself? How in charge are you of your own thinking? I think that's important. That's why I moved away from what was a given text to see how alert are you, how participating. Are you aware of the digital learning university which is coming up? It
Not
is.
that much.
Number one, it is. Number two, are you aware of the open learning universities where supposing after 12th standard you want to do graduation in open learning and also wants to do some other courses alongside? Are you aware? You ought to be aware. Look at open learning institutions which have come up and which are high grade both in India and overseas. You can do specialized courses as well. So just keep this in mind. Today, the world is truly opened up compared to how we studied and you studied. It's a totally different world. But without reading the newspapers and listening to the news, you will not know. So you will, in fact, the more you read on your own, the more you can go back to your teachers and ask more. You understand? So my first
Yes,
message
ma'am.
of this book reading session is, children, read your newspapers daily and look for areas of your interest. Areas of your interest. You will get to know and you'll start building up that knowledge, and you will go back to making choices because you read 2 years ago or you got an idea 2 years ago, and that will help you. And then you can discuss it with your parents, you can discuss with your teachers and your friends.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, but the future now belongs to a lot of openness in information technology. So, therefore, whatever you do, keep technology on your side. Keep learning technology because everything will be online as you move further. So, the more you practice, more you learn that, the sharper you will be, and the more progress you'll make in your respective careers. Now, let's go to your questions. Okay, Pia, let's begin with you. Pia.
Yes, ma'am. So my question to you is, looking ahead, what are some of the key challenges which you see India is facing in the coming years, and what steps do you believe should be taken to address them?
Look, there can be a traditional answer to this. To
Ma'am,
become a
can you
trillion,
repeat?
there can be many answers to this. India to become a 5 trillion economy as we go. India to handle its senior age group as we go. India to inspire its 500 million youth as we go. Right? Right? India to have healthcare, the quality healthcare which is gradually moving towards. All these are challenges. Vocational skills, employment generation, infrastructure development. There, you name it, it is there. Why? Because it's a 1.4 billion population, world's largest population, world's largest democracy, world's largest youth population, and very soon you will even have world's largest, as we grow, senior citizen population. Then world's largest, also very most where everybody will have an iPhone in their hands. Maximum, that means everybody will be well informed or well connected. So India has, but along with these will be shortages, deficiencies, inadequacies. But most important, I think the biggest challenge before the country is its character building. If 1.4 billion all move towards me and myself only, then India, and it's also challenges harmony, its cultural harmony, its national, its integrity, make it a vibrant democracy. These are all challenges for India, of which you are all going to be part and parcel. So the key is, what can I do? You build yourself and build yourself around it. Your families build you, and you build villages, you build society as you move on in your professions. Because each one is to be an asset. If India has 1.4 billion assets, India will be the guru of the world. You see, as it's saying, na, to be the guru. It's the it's called, what is the word being called? Vishwaguru. It's being called Vishwaguru, the spiritual Vishwaguru of the country. The yoga has already gone international, right? There's so many things of India going truly international. So I think it's also going to be very challenging for this country what kind of political leadership it gets. What kind of people do you vote in? How do you exercise your right to vote 2 years from now? These are all what kind of people you elect. How, when you join the civil services, what kind of bureaucrats and civil servants you make, what kind of startup managers, leaders you become. See, recently in the news, if you read it, um, a billionaire startup is cracking up on its debt payment. Why? A young man, best schools, etc., or a young team, it should crack up. It should not. What kind of financial integrity will we live with? Because it has all, there's a foreign direct investment coming into this country. It will look for what kind of character, integrity Indians have. So I think the challenge before this country is human. It's technology, it's economic, it's medical, it's its population, it's its infrastructure, and it's also its character, it's also leadership. Therefore, each one of you have to position yourself in that position yourself, and to see what can I do to build myself and surrounding. So I think the challenge is you, as a very important asset build, being assets yourself, men and women, young men and women of character, integrity, whatever profession you choose. So make no mistakes. That's why I want you to read newspapers, to see where and learn from others mistakes. Have you got it? Others mistakes, so that you don't make those mistakes. And you'll also know who is leading where, why are they doing. And also now keep track. You are heading for general election season the year up. Keep track of this news. Keep track, because you are a stakeholder. You have your stake in the future of this country. Okay? All right. Next
Thank you,
question.
Mom.
Pia? Next question, please.
Mommy, Anjan.
Let me see where's the
Yes, ma'am.
next
Good
question.
evening, ma'am. Ma'am, my
Yes,
question is, how does one find their passion to make the right career choice in the future?
मेरी क्वेश्चन लिस्ट नहीं चली गई यहाँ से. क्वेश्चन थी ना मेरे पास इधर. हाँ, ये. Okay, Pia, your question I've answered. Kamakshi, your question.
अंजन से पूछ लिया है. Anjan, you want Kamakshi
Unmute.
to...
Kamakshi,
Okay.
unmute. I'll
So,
come to you, Anjan. I've
yes,
got,
yes.
according to my list, the second question. Kamakshi, your question.
Yes, ma'am. So you discussed about Vipassana meditation with convicted people in Tihar jail. How was your experience, and do you recommend any books to them? And what impact has it made to their life?
My first step is Google Vipassana and understand what is Vipassana. Okay, number one. So before you ask me this question, if you've done any Googling on your own, it's excellent. If you haven't, do it, so that I can, in my short answer, you can gain more. Vipassana is a Pali word. It's a Pali word, and came from the Buddhist times and even before. Is Vipassana is a Pali word which says Vishesh tarike se dekh. Vip Shana. Vip is Vishesh, Shana is see. अपने आप को विशेष तरीके से देखना. Vipassana. Vishesh, Shana, देखना. Vipassana is seeing yourself in a special way. So actually, you are a mirror within. It says, mirror yourself. See what's going on. So that's why it's with eyes open and eyes closed, both. You can meditate, or you can even with eyes closed, ears open, all your five senses alert. You're alert. You're aware. The word is awake. Aware. Swami Vivekananda says, remain awake. Awake.
Yes, ma'am.
Buddha said, be awake. Shana. And the person who is observing road accidents, they don't run into road accidents. road accidents. Anybody, this, are you hearing me?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am, we can
I
Yes,
think
hear.
something's happening with the current, internet. It's
Mami, it's clear
fluttering.
now.
I think the
जी,
signal is fluttering.
अभी ठीक है.
Okay. Yes, I know it's so it's clear now. So Kamakshi, I want you all girls and boys to go back and see Vipassana is being awake. Now you're awake. I've awakened you. Tell me what do you think? What do you want? What is your plan ahead 5 years? Is being awake. How will you be awake if you are not informed? If you're not knowledgeable? Otherwise, you'll be sleeping and you'll be only hearing second-hand information. So Vipassana in prison, when we brought in, was basically making the offenders who were there, convicted or under trial, to look within and ask themselves what wrong did they do themselves. Don't have to tell me. I'm not the judge. I'm a prison official. Don't tell me what went wrong. Tell yourself. Ask yourself. It's called the ethical inner therapy. So Vipassana meditation, we took them towards doing ethical therapy for themselves. Because inside them, they know what wrong they did. We all know inside us what wrong we do. Inside us, we know. We may not say it. We may rationalize and we may defend ourselves. So Vipassana made all the difference in the prison. And what books do I recommend? No, I don't recommend books. I want you to understand. There are a lot of YouTubes also on Vipassana. So rather than reading a book, you see a YouTube channel, search Vipassana, and you will start listening to the teacher S.N. Goenkaji. He does this Vipassana. There are his messages on. Can you get it? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
It made a difference in the prison because those people who had offended looked within and started to realize. But we also made them do courses, sat together, eyes closed, and meditate. And it made a difference. It made a dramatic difference. However, I have a chapter in my book on Vipassana. If you really want to know what happened inside, the book written is It's Always Possible. I wrote this book after my prison assignment. And in that book, there's a chapter called Vipassana. What happened during Vipassana, during 1,000 prisoners when they sat for meditation. So if you want to go specifically, you can go to my website. I think the book should be downloadable. You can go to the Vipassana chapter and read. Or if you're really looking for, then Shivani can send you a soft copy of that chapter only of It's Always Possible, and you can read that chapter. Shivani will send it to you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Kamakshi. Sampada Patel. Sampada, your
Yes, ma'am.
question.
So, ma'am, my question was yes. So, ma'am, my question was, like, who was the person, excluding your family, who affected your life, who motivated you, and like, who bring you till here without any problem? So, I wanted that answer.
Other than my family, in fact, you asked me a first time was such a question. I never thought on these lines. I really didn't, but you really made me think, and I start to wonder who, and I couldn't narrow down. I could not narrow down on a person, but I've had some very close friends, both from the profession and other than the profession, and I've also had spiritual masters. I've had spiritual masters. Who were authors of wonderful books. So they've all impacted me. Spiritual masters impacted me, actually guided my way through, and very close friends sometimes who also would. But I'm a very private person otherwise. I keep issues, thoughts to myself, and I look at my own resolutions. I have rarely ever gone complaining and seeking help. The family observed what I was going through, would rally around, chat it out, and we'd find something to do. So I'm basically a very private person. I may be a police officer, but inside me is very private and personal. But I've had some very close friends who knows that Kiran will never come and say, हमें मुझे ये प्रॉब्लम है तो मुझे क्या करना चाहिए. But I've even never even gone to a spiritual master to seek help. I've only gone for learning, imbibing. So I think if you ask me who were the others, and even some very police, my professional colleagues, and some of the very few school friends, but we've all spread out now, so they are remaining close to me. So I think the universe outside the family, it's more a universe, but very uh, uh, value based. I make friends who are only value based, not others. They are close to me,
Uh,
and they're very close to me, and I love them, and they also love me. So I think whoever is in my circle, I love them, and they love me. And anybody who is not worth it gets dropped out. That gets dropped out. So I can tell you how many people have dropped out because they were not worth it. But all I can say is that it's family, then the universe.
okay, ma'am.
Thank you, Sabra. Brinda, your question.
Yes, ma'am. So my question for you is, what are your views on the new education policy, and do you think it is more beneficial for the students now, like with this education policy, or the previous one?
The sky is the limit for you now. In fact, you yourself, you're the first one who said it, that I could drop out on second and I could get out on third and I could do something else. So it gives you the flexibility to continue to explore and then finally hit the target. So education policy is giving you skills, it's giving you academics, it's giving you experiential learning as well. It also gives you the opportunity to, you can become experts in sports, and sports could be your art, culture, music, science, engineering, education. So now it's giving you the Indian knowledge systems weren't existing so far in such a way. Now you have. So I think the new education policy is giving you great amount of flexibility, and it will also be encouraging digital learning to from in-person learning. So you get more and more. And the best part is every book published of NCRT. Do you know it's on QR code? All these books are on QR code. You can download the books. So now any book which the government of India's and school systems publishes are also available on QR code, which it wasn't the earlier, which not many children know that your books are also on QR code. So you can download the book from anywhere or download and online read it. Go to the chapter. So you can design, get a soft copy for yourself. So to so much of flexibility and openness and options and choices. Okay, Brinda? And then
Um,
vocational skills. Best is vocational skills to make you employable. So if you fully take advantage, self educate, and learn from your mentors, etc. Self educate, then India will become a demographic dividend. Then it will be the Vishwa Guru. Why? Because then India can export manpower, course skills all over the world. While the world is aging, India is young and skilled. You are Indian ambassadors all over the world, all over the world, all over the country, Africa, Asia, Europe, United States, everywhere, name it, you will be there. Japan, all of them are aging. You are not aging. We are declining in population growth. But the question is, till about almost 20, till we reach the 100 years of independence, we still be in the age group of Vishwaguru in youth, but very balanced then. But you still look at if your IT skills, today, an Indian is standing up for an independent candidate to be a presidential candidate in the United States. Why is this happening? Because this is where the demographic dividend has now gone all over the world. And they're the brightest of the bright, which the world is recognizing. So you have this opportunity. So therefore, fully understand the policy, see where do you fit in, and make the maximum of it. But add general knowledge and general reading to it, and your own reading. So Vrinda is done. Anjan, your turn.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is that how can people find their passion, which can help them make, which can help them decide their career in the future?
Hey, battery is running low. One second. Let me run my battery low. Just a sec. Oh, that's why it was going a little low. Look, nobody, I cannot tell you what your passion is. Only you know. And how will you know? How will you know? Because all that you do, see, where is it? What is it that you're enjoying doing? That's your passion. If you're a sports, you said you played tennis, right? You
Yes,
said you
ma'am.
played tennis, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am.
That's your passion. Did anybody tell you to play?
No, ma'am.
Or you play on your own?
Ma'am, I decided on my own.
Anything you do on your own, which you enjoy doing and love doing, is your passion.
Yes, ma'am.
So tennis is your passion already because you enjoy doing it. Any other thing which you see, you enjoy doing, and you don't even know how time passes. And then you feel in the end, I'm not tired, I'm fresh, I loved it. Anything you love, anything where the time flies, anything you love doing, you reading, doing, acting, learning, skilling, whatever, writing. There are people who've written so many books. Every year they come out with a book. That means their passion is to write. And then you read, look at their characters, and they say, "मैं रोज 4 बजे उठ के लिखती हूँ, लिख पढ़ती हूँ और लिखती हूँ." It's a passion to write. You and I can't do it, but others can because that's their passion. So you alone know, Anjan, what's your passion. So as you observe yourself,
Yes, ma'am.
what if you wanted to say something?
No, ma'am. Ma'am, please continue.
So this is it. Your parents might say, "ये अंजन जब तू ये करता है तो बड़ा खुश होता है." That means, ah, mom, I never realized, which is my passion. And you can have more than one. So others may observe you and tell you, but that's what Vipassana, when Kamakshi asks, that's what it is, being your own mirror. You mirror yourself. When you look at the mirror, you mirror your passion. You know, you're observing within. So search your own passion. Okay? Okay, Saina, we are in for a wrap up.
जी
We got some time, is it?
जी
Oh,
जी
your computer saying we got
ओके
time. Oh,
यस
my clocks are ahead of time. Okay, let's take a little feedback from all of you before we do. It says
should I do a
52.
wrap up?
No, bete, just 2 more minutes before I'll give you the last 5 minutes. Yes, Pia, anything else you want to ask?
No, ma'am, as such, nothing. It was really a great moment to meet you, and I am really inspired by your words. And thank you for everything, ma'am. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Any other question to ask, Anjan? Tennis
No,
is a
ma'am,
great
not that.
game. I and I share the same game. I played tennis all my life. I started playing from the age of 9.
Ma'am, really?
Started from the age of 9 and never missed it till I entered the service. Never
Ma'am,
missed tennis.
same.
Rain or shine, I went to play. Even China's played tennis. Tennis was my family game. So once you love tennis, that's great. Where do you play? Do you have tennis coach? Do you have a good coach?
Yes, ma'am. In school only, we have tennis courts. So,
And do you have a coach?
yes, ma'am.
Ah, and by the way, the Wimbledon is on.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you watching Wimbledon?
Ma'am, whenever I get time.
Yeah, if you like tennis, then watch Wimbledon.
Yes, ma'am.
And you know, the day before yesterday, what the Wimbledon did? They called all past champions. They invited all the past champions 2 days ago. There was a very good circular. I will share this also with Shivani, and I'll ask her to share with you particularly, Anjan,
Yes,
on
ma'am.
the The champion, all the champions, one-time Wimbledon champion, two-time Wimbledon, three times, four times, and Pete Sampras came last. Federer came, all of them came. So what I'm saying is, and all these women champions also came, and they recognized them.
Yes, ma'am.
This was 3 days ago. I happened to come across this video where the Wimbledon club, All England club, invited all these past champions. I will ask Shivani to share it with you. You will love this. So watch
Yes, ma'am.
Wimbledon if you're into tennis. Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
so Shivani's posted it right away. See, this is my tennis photo. This is where I'm playing tennis. Then we used to have wooden rackets. Now you have steel rackets.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I used to play tennis in Amritsar and then played in Delhi.
Ma'am, did
My
you play
father,
any tournaments?
sorry,
Did you ever play any tournaments? Did you ever had the opportunity to play tournaments?
yes, I spent the next almost 20 years playing tournaments all over the country.
Oh,
I happened to become India's number one.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Well, this program is not about me. The program is about you. So I'm only limiting my answers. But since you talked about tennis, it's a great game. Watch Wimbledon. And there's a great scope in tennis if you work hard. But you must then build your muscles, go to a gym. You'll have to exercise a lot.
Yes.
Build your shoulder energy so that you can serve well, you can volley well, and do a lot of skipping, and so that you can footwork better.
Yes, ma'am.
So footwork, strength, muscle strength, all this is then required, and then strategy. Therefore, watch the game.
Yes, ma'am. I have.
So you found your passion.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any other question, children? So were you selected for this group from your school, Yananda school? How did you five get selected? Brinda is in another school, I know. But how did you get? The principals picked you up? School teachers?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Kamakshi?
Yes.
And Sampada?
The school teachers recommended our names since we really enjoy reading and
Oh,
learning
that's
about different authors and characters. So they we are very enthusiastic about reading. So the teachers sent in our name for this wonderful so-
oh, that's nice. So your teachers asked you, you could join. So many other friends will feel envious. Hey, you could go, why couldn't we go? Isn't it? They'll say, why could you go? Why couldn't we go? Because this YouTube is permanent on our demonstrative learning and anybody can access it at any time. Okay, Saina, would you like to do a wrap up? We got another 2.5 minutes.
जी. Children, been hearing you all talk. 5 years from now, I hope and pray 8 billion people. I hope we are more human and more humane towards each other. We are more humane and more human. And we are more well meaning towards each other. So while you have discussed all this, don't forget to be well meaning towards each other. This is very fresh in my memory because I just read it a few days back. It's a little story. Socrates was walking the lane and he bumped into somebody and that he stumbled, and that person tells him, "Can't you see where you walk? Who are you?" And Socrates tells him that this is the question I keep pondering over. Who am I? But what he said, "Can't you see where you walk?" Now, you all have to watch your steps. Nobody else can come and watch your steps for you. So where do you walk? Which direction are you walking? Nobody else can watch that, huh? And it is something. I travel towards a place called Yarvada. I live in Vimannagar and I go there. And there are some beautifully painted walls there. One day I took my time and I kept looking at the paintings. There were some beautiful, lovely painted walls. And I was wondering, who did this painter paint it for? Who was watching him? What validation is he getting? What approvals is he getting? Who did he paint it for? He did it because that's the only way he knows how to do it. That's the way you all have to be. Who are you when nobody is watching all of you? Why do you do what you do? Just do it because you don't know any other way of doing it. Be so real and honest with all that what the Almighty has given you. So know thyself. Know thyself. Now
Thank
these are
you.
three thoughts, but a lot to think about.
Yeah,
And you youngsters like to think about things. You like to ponder over them. So think about them and see how you can place them in your own life and then follow them.
perfect. Saina, we crossed the time. We thank you so much. Thank you, children. We will stay connected. As you said, you are the 120th batch. So we've got 119 prior to. Let's do another 3 years to do another 120 plus. I want to thank the team and all of you children, all of you children who are behind the scene and not on the screen, but been with us in this long 3 year journey. Thank you, team Demonstrative Learning. Stay good, keep succeeding and prospering in your life ahead by being awake. Being awake. And as what Saina said, being awake, that's where her pressure is. Know who you are, what you're doing. Be your own cop. It's like being your own cop. So be awake. All the best in your lives ahead. May our paths cross one day. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank you so
Have a
much.
great day.
खुश
Thank you, ma'am.
रहो हंसते खेलते रहो खुश रहो जय धन खुश रहो
Have a great day, ma'am.